Welcome back to Happening Now. Right now, candidates making last-ditch efforts to gain support ahead of Iowa and New Hampshire. And that includes Republican candidate Jeb Bush, who has so far failed to gain momentum. But one prominent Republican still thinks that he is the best person for the job. And joining me now is former Minnesota Senator Norm Coleman to do just that. Thank you for joining us, first of all.
Thank you, Heather.
So why do you think Bush is best?
I spent the last year working with the pro-Israel community, working in a bipartisan group with Joe Lieberman and Evan Bayh and Saxby Chambliss, fighting an Iran deal that would pave the way for Iran getting a nuclear weapon and give them over $50 billion to fund terrorism. We all know that ISIS is gaining strength, great threat to security. The one person ready to be commander-in-chief in day one, the one person that put together in November before Paris, before San Bernardino, a plan to defeat ISIS, destroy ISIS, is Jeb Bush. And so that's the issue. National security is the issue. My friend and colleague Lindsey Graham ended his campaign. I'd actually chaired Lindsey's super PAC. He said the same thing, and I joined him, and I joined others who understand national security is the issue. The man with a plan, the man who can get it done, the man with the ability to actually lead and to be commander-in-chief on day one is Jeb Bush.
You know, you're throwing your support behind him. You mentioned Lindsey Graham as well. Why is that not translating? What you see in Jeb Bush, why is that not translating to voters? Because you look at the polls, poll after poll, he's not managed to escape single digits since the very beginning when he first announced.
Well, we're going to go from, Heather, we're going to go from polls to actually action pretty soon. And the sense I get as I talk to folks on the ground is that Jeb is gaining momentum on the ground. You know, in a place like New Hampshire, which really prizes retail campaigning, that's where you're going to see a difference. And again, you know, a week is a lifetime in this business. I think going back 4 years ago, Rick Santorum may have been like nowhere in Iowa, and then a week later, all of a sudden, he ends up winning the Iowa caucuses. So let's see what happens. There's a sense of momentum on the ground. You know, Jeb is out there. He's a great retail campaigner. Ideas matter. Policy matters. And Jeb is the guy that has put out the ideas, has put out the policy, and has the experience to say, hey, I can get it done. You know, Heather, if you're just being angry, if you want someone to mirror your anger, then, you know, Donald Trump may be your guy. But if you want someone to fix the problem that is making you angry, then Jeb Bush is your guy.
Well, speaking of being angry, Jeb Bush, his campaign, they've spent, what, more than $60 million so far, and they haven't managed to go up in the polls. And a majority of that money, I believe, has been spent on campaign ads. Lots of folks talking about those campaign ads being targeted or aimed at other candidates other than Trump. Do you think he needs to change that plan?
I'm not going to be talking about, you know, changing plan or the, you know, how do you play politics 101. And the bottom line, first of all, Jeb Bush has been about the only guy that's been out there taking on Donald Trump. So, you know, whether it's campaign ads or not, he's the one guy that says, hey, you know, Trump is a charlatan. This is a guy who's, you know, liberal yesterday, conservative today. This is a guy who says he's going to get everything's going to be good, everything's going to be perfect. He doesn't. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He started with a lot of money. He's made some money. He's also lost money. People have been hurt when he's lost money. So Jeb Bush has been the one guy taking him on. I give him credit for that because you have to do that.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you announcing your endorsement here on Happening Now. Thank you.
Thank you.